We've got some brand new news about Dragon Ball Z FighterZ that was recently leaked out, and apparently by a trustworthy source, although some of this information hasn't been confirmed around with the other people, so I am going to say this with a grain of salt. But if some of this is true, then we actually have for a game that I am really excited for, and I am full putting money in towards, and I want to play because I loved what I saw from the beta. We have some very questionable shit which they said that they wasn't going to do, and yet they're adding it into more DLC with the season pass, right? So I'm going to be reading off the whole thing that we got from Reddit, and I'm going to be linking it down below as well, which talks about a bunch of games. So we're going to be talking about that, like mainly the Dragon Ball Z Fighter stuff. 3 of the DLC characters I've heard of include Broly, regular Goku. It was noted to me that he does use the Spirit Bomb, and regular Vegeta. This is something I know that's going to be very highly controversial, and I'll be getting into why further down. 3 more characters that I will know, but not their status of launch or DLC, are Bardock, whom I originally heard would be DLC, but that was only from one source that I never heard back from. Raditz, I was told that he'd be DLC by only one source as well, and Goku Black in Rose form, not being informed whether or not he is going to be DLC or if he's going to be part of the main roster at the end of the game. I was told that Goku Black was even finished 3 months ago, and that Broly, regular Goku, and regular Vegeta were finished during the game's main development with Goku Black. I think people should make some noise if those 3 or 4, if Goku Black is withheld, were made alongside the launch of the game. But we are going to be held back for DLC, I've been told. With the controversy out of the way, there is a Switch port in the works. Unreal Engine 4 UEA 0.15 is Switch friendly, so that explains why the Switch port is coming later. I do not what Unreal 4 Engine version it will use to the others. That much demanded Nintendo Switch version will likely come out next year or in the autumn or the winter. For some personal history, the Season Pass was originally leaked to me as some exclusive pass featuring Saiyans. I originally heard about Broly and Bardock being DLC characters. Since the Fire's Pass was revealed, I've heard much more originally leaking those two. I've been told that the game will be supported for 2 years by multiple sources. I don't know if that pass of 8 characters account for both years. I'm going to assume it does with the first year. Bandai Namco approximately wants to very seriously approach this game, having a lengthy life and a long-term support, including an esport push. I had a few different sources regarding the game. As I've said, every source that I talked about has told me that Broly, regular Goku, and regular Vegeta have all been heard and have been agreed upon as DLC. So immediately right there, you're being thinking about, okay, there's a lot to take in from that news. There's a bunch of content. So let's immediately, I want to firstly talk about the more real good news that's coming out, and that is we're getting a Switch version. This was something that they talked about, that this is something going, hey, do you want us guys to push this out? And originally, I think what was happening at first is that they wanted to see how well Xenoverse 2 was doing and the sales of the Switch. If it was a dead console, then just no. I believe this was announced right as the Switch just barely came out, and I think they were already working on this game for a couple of years anyway. So they were immediately like, alright, look, let's just see how it goes. We don't know. And the fact is, also as well, there has been an update with the new Unreal Engine. That's why a lot of the games like Street Fighter and also as well Tekken, they've been improving the netcode because of that, and also as well how things work in engine to that. So pretty good, and from what they were saying, this is very Switch friendly as well. So main reason why Unreal Engine upgraded a little bit. So that is awesome. That is fantastic. There are some things about that though, and it's the more controversial stuff of this, and that's the DLC characters. They already knew for a long time that we was going to be having a season pass. Yes, that was understandable. It's a little questionable though that it is not going to be having all the characters. It's still a hefty price of these characters, I'm not gonna lie. I have already got it for the PC and the PS4. I've double dipped on this game because I want to play with as much people as possible when it comes to this game, and I want to put a lot of time into this, and I've got a season pass, so I put some serious money into this. My issue is 2 of those characters on that fucking roster is another Goku and another fucking Vegeta. Now, already to the pre-orders to this game are going to be Blue Goku and Blue Vegeta. How they're talking about these are that they're going to be completely different from the Goku that we've got in the main roster and the Vegeta. I can even say as well, from the footage and everything and all that, there's people have had hands-on with the Blue Goku and Blue Vegeta. They are different. They do keep some of the same moves though. They like, even still, I'm not going to deny that these characters are going to have work on, but I do think that's a little shady that, one, Rose apparently is done. Not to mention as well, these two characters are already done. So already we've got some shady shit coming onto there. Also as well, apart from Goku Black, there's no talks at all about any other super characters. Raditz is a very weird choice for this game. Broly, I was expecting 100% to be part of the DLC roster. I did not expect him at all. I think he would have been a like heavily requested character, and it was either honestly going to be him, which I thought was a more viable choice, or the Saiyan girls. But since the fight hasn't even finished yet in the anime, where we're at right now of this recording with the Super Saiyan girls, mainly being like Kali, also well Kale, I don't think they were going to honestly choose them. Maybe at some further point they might do something like they did with 18, have 17 in the system. They could work like that way. But I will say straight up, I am incredibly disappointed if I am getting Goku and Vegeta in that roster. Like, I am really disappointed if I'm having another version, which they talked as well in interviews that they didn't want to have multiple versions of characters. That I know is immediately, it's like they're talking about like they're brand new and they've got completely different moves, or see Kaikens, or see Spirit Spawns, but regardless, I don't want to see that. I think Blue Vegeta and Blue Goku, like, if anything, I would have been fine if they wanted to add Instinct like over the years. And another interesting thing is talking about the lifespan of this game. Normally what they normally do with every Arc system work is that they, like, after a year or two, like, they add another version of the game, they improve it, and pretty much work on from there. Like, that how we've had with the Guilty Gear franchise is that we've had Guilty Gear XR, like, Sign, then it went to Revelator, and then it went to Revelator 2. They were all separate games. I believe, like, Rev to Rev 2 was like an upgrade you could do. So immediately I was like, okay, maybe they might be doing that. They might be trying a different thing. I think this might be pushed on as well from Bandai. They want to try and get more, and then they feel like, oh, this game's getting popular, we can push that in. And that's the problem. I love, like, what I played of this game so far. I love, like, everything about it. I love, you know, Dragon Ball. I love all of that. But when I see shady shit, I've got to call shady shit. That's just how it is. Me. And I will say my eyes have been clouded because of this game, because I adore it. I can even say I do not like this. Bardock, that's an interesting pick. I'm not gonna lie, I was like, I kind of would like other characters, like every single character in that list right there is a fucking Saiyan. Like, I don't want the entirety of the list to be Saiyans. Albeit, this hasn't mentioned the rest of the cast, and we still don't know where some of this is going to be in the main roster or not. But I was hoping for maybe a character like Hit. I was hoping for another character in there. Beerus, I still think he's going to be in the main cast. I still think he's going to be one of the most recommended characters out of all of them. But I did think movie and super characters were going to be left for what they did exactly like in Universe 1 and 2. They're going to be left alone for sequel games, and also as well when they're going to be adding into future titles with season passes. I always expected that, so I'm not surprised about that. But, and I wanted to, like, until I want to say as well, some of that hasn't been fully confirmed yet. So I do want to say stuff with, like, a grain of salt. Multiple sources have already confirmed about the Switch stuff. The new version of the Unreal Engine, that's just been going around. But I think Broly's been in the work for a very long time. And if that's true, that we were supposed to have these other versions of Goku and Vegeta, then that's really shitty. Also as well, I can understand where the roster was when it first got announced. It was Goku, it was Vegeta, it was like young Gohan, it was Majin Buu and Cell and like Frieza. Like, that list already was like pretty low, and a lot of them do play the same. I think they would have been pissed if it was like, oh my god, we got another version of Goku and Vegeta. Please, no. Like, if anything, that would like at least tamper with the Goku and Vegeta news that there's another version of these fucking guys. Is that they both come out at the same time, like what they're doing with immediately what they're doing with the pre-order stuff with Blue Goku and Blue Vegeta. I don't think so. Like, I do not want to wait like for like a month to get one character and be like, oh, I like, if anything, if they're like fucking amazing to play, at the end of the day, that's what I care about. But I want variety. I want variety in this roster, and every single one in there is a fucking Saiyan. Raditz is a weird pick. Bardock, okay, weird pick. Broly is expected. I don't want more Gokus. I don't want more Gokus and Vegetas. Like, if they're true, I don't, like, even with Ultra Instinct, I don't want to see another fucking Goku or Vegeta. I don't want to see another one in that fucking game at all. So I want to see what you guys think in the comment section down below, what you thought about this news, because it is mind-boggling to me if some of this stuff is real. If there is any more updates, then I'll try and give updates on there, because I know some of you guys do care about the Dragon Ball news, and you do care about me talking about this game, and personally, I want to talk about it, because I want to talk about it with people that care about this stuff. So that's all from me, though. So thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you guys, though, next time.